In the realm of dating, a red flag that often sends alarm bells ringing is when one person consistently shows a lack of effort. Picture this. You've been seeing someone for a while, and while you're putting in the time and energy to plan thoughtful dates and engage in meaningful conversations, they seem to be coasting along, barely making an effort to reciprocate. This imbalance can quickly become a point of contention, leaving you feeling undervalued and unappreciated. Think of it as a warning sign that perhaps this person isn't as invested in the relationship as you are. You probably heard of stories where individuals found themselves in relationships where they were the only ones putting in the work, only to realize later that it was unsustainable. So, when you're in the early stages of dating, pay attention to the effort, or lack thereof, that your potential partner is putting in. It can speak volumes about their intentions and the future trajectory of the relationship. Dating is a delicate dance, one that requires effort and mutual investment from both parties. Throughout history, tales of failed relationships often cite this lack of effort as a pivotal issue. Take, for instance, the story of Helen and James, a couple from the 1920s. Helen, a progressive young woman for her time, was often the one to initiate outings and thoughtful gestures. James, on the other hand, was content to let her take the lead, rarely making plans or showing initiative. Their relationship, though filled with potential, faltered under the weight of Helen's constant efforts. As history repeated itself in various forms, individuals like Helen discovered the painful truth that a one-sided relationship is not sustainable. This historical context underscores the timeless nature of this red flag, reminding us that effort, or the lack thereof, has long been a telling sign of relationship health. In the early 20th century, societal norms often placed the burden of romantic initiative on men. However, there were exceptions, such as Helen, who defied these conventions with her progressive mindset. Her relationship with James serves as a poignant example of the struggles faced by individuals in one-sided partnerships throughout history. This dynamic was not confined to their era, but echoes through time, emphasizing the enduring significance of effort in relationships. Delving deeper into the intricacies of red flags, psychologists have identified what they call the dark tetrad, 4 personality traits that often spell trouble in relationships. These traits include narcissism, Machiavellianism, psychopathy, and sadism. Individuals exhibiting these traits may display charming and enticing behaviors initially, drawing others in with their charisma. However, beneath the surface lies a darker reality. Picture a scenario where your partner seems incredibly charming and confident, yet there's an underlying sense of manipulation in their actions. They might shower you with compliments, but it feels insincere, almost as if they're trying to control your emotions. This is the hallmark of someone with Machiavellian tendencies. By understanding these warning signs, you can better navigate the dating landscape, protecting yourself from potential heartache. The concept of the dark tetrad traits is not a new discovery, but rather a formalization of patterns observed throughout history. Think back to figures like Henry VIII, whose narcissistic tendencies and manipulative behavior are well documented. These traits, while extreme in historical figures, often manifest in subtler ways in modern relationships. Recognizing these behaviors early on empowers individuals to make informed choices about their partners and emotional well-being. To illustrate the impact of the dark tetrad traits, let's consider the story of Sarah and Mark. Sarah, a warm and empathetic individual, found herself drawn to Mark's charismatic persona. He was charming, confident, and seemed to have an answer for everything. However, as their relationship progressed, Sarah began to notice subtle signs that something wasn't quite right. Mark would often dismiss her feelings, attributing them to her being too sensitive, a classic trait of someone with narcissistic tendencies. Additionally, he seemed to revel in power plays, manipulating situations to his advantage without regard for Sarah's well-being. This behavior, rooted in a blend of psychopathy and sadism, left Sarah feeling emotionally drained and confused. By recognizing these traits as red flags, Sarah was able to extricate herself from the relationship before it caused further harm. Sarah's experience with Mark sheds light on the insidious nature of the dark tetrad traits. His charming facade masked a web of manipulation and disregard for her emotions. This narrative resonates throughout history, with individuals like Sarah navigating similar challenges in relationships. By sharing these personal stories, we not only learn from their experiences, but also gain insight into the complexities of human behavior and its impact on relationships. The presence of these dark tetrad traits can have a profound impact on the dynamics of a relationship. Imagine being in a partnership where your needs and emotions are constantly dismissed, where every interaction feels like a power struggle. This is the reality for many individuals entangled with someone exhibiting these traits. It's not just about occasional disagreements or misunderstandings. It's a fundamental imbalance of power and empathy. Those caught in the web of a partner with dark tetrad traits often find themselves walking on eggshells, afraid to express their true feelings for fear of retribution or manipulation. This toxic cycle can erode trust, self-esteem, and emotional well-being, highlighting the importance of recognizing these red flags early on. The impact of the dark tetrad traits extends beyond individual relationships to societal structures. Consider historical figures known for these traits, such as dictators who manipulated entire populations for personal gain. While the scale may differ, the underlying mechanisms remain the same. Understanding the effects of these traits on a micro and macro level sheds light on the complexities of human behavior and its consequences. One of the most insidious aspects of the dark tetrad traits is the subtle nature of their manipulation. Picture a scenario where your partner starts making seemingly innocent comments about your appearance or behavior. At first, these remarks might seem harmless, perhaps even disguised as jokes. However, over time, they chip away at your self-confidence, leaving you questioning your worth. This is a classic tactic of someone with narcissistic tendencies, using subtle put-downs to maintain control and superiority. Similarly, individuals with Machiavellian traits excel at playing mind games, manipulating situations to their advantage without others even realizing it. By shining a light on these subtle signs, you can arm yourself with the knowledge to spot manipulation early on and protect your emotional well-being. The art of manipulation has a long history, from political propaganda to interpersonal relationships. Throughout literature and history, tales of manipulation and deceit abound, often with devastating consequences. By recognizing these subtle signs, individuals can reclaim their agency and protect themselves from those who seek to exploit their emotions. In the complex world of dating and relationships, knowledge truly is power. By familiarizing yourself with the red flags associated with the dark tetrad traits, you're arming yourself with the tools to navigate potential minefields. Picture a scenario where you meet someone new, and everything seems perfect on the surface. They're charming, attentive, and sweep you off your feet. However, armed with your newfound awareness, you start to notice subtle behaviors that set off alarm bells. Maybe they're overly critical of others, displaying signs of sadism, or perhaps they seem too good to be true, hinting at underlying narcissism. In these moments, you have the power to pause, assess the situation, and make informed decisions about your emotional well-being. By empowering yourself through awareness, you can cultivate relationships built on mutual respect, empathy, and genuine connection. The journey of self-discovery and empowerment begins with a willingness to confront uncomfortable truths. Throughout history, individuals who have embraced this journey have reshaped their lives and relationships. From self-help books to psychological studies, the tools to navigate these complexities are at our fingertips. By taking ownership of our emotional well-being, we pave the way for healthier, more fulfilling relationships. As you venture forth into the world of dating, armed with the knowledge of these red flags, remember that you deserve a relationship filled with love, respect, and reciprocity. Picture yourself in a partnership where both individuals are equally invested in each other's happiness and growth. This is the foundation of a healthy and fulfilling relationship, one where communication flows freely and both parties feel valued and appreciated. By staying attuned to the warning signs of the dark tetrad traits and trusting your instincts, you're paving the way for a relationship that stands the test of time. So, As you embark on this journey, keep your eyes open, listen to your intuition, and remember that you have the power to create the love story you truly deserve. The path to a fulfilling relationship is not always smooth, but it is a journey of growth and self-discovery. Throughout history, individuals have navigated the complexities of love and relationships, learning valuable lessons along the way. By embracing these lessons and staying true to your values, you can forge a partnership that celebrates mutual respect, understanding, and genuine connection. As you step into the dating landscape, remember that each experience is an opportunity for growth, leading you closer to the love story you envision for yourself. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the intricacies of dating red flags and the dark tetrad traits. Remember, knowledge is power when it comes to building healthy and fulfilling relationships. By staying attuned to the warning signs, you're empowering yourself to create the love story you truly deserve. If you found this exploration valuable and want to dive deeper into the world of dating advice, relationship insights, and self-discovery, be sure to subscribe to our channel. Stay tuned for more content that will equip you with the tools to navigate the dating landscape with confidence and clarity. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Together, we'll continue to unravel the mysteries of love, one insight at a time. Here's to building meaningful connections and cultivating relationships that stand the test of time. Thanks for watching, and until next time, take care and stay empowered. Subscribe for more.